Good evening, all my little cubs and lions. Bursty here with you tonight, and well, we're gonna have well, kind of a story time for this evening. It's food related because, well, I like food. I've gone through a lot of desire changes when it comes to food lately, and I thought I'd talk a little bit about that. Uh, I've had some weird cravings. I know. Don't worry, not pregnant or anything. I mean, that'd be really, really confusing for a lot of reasons. So don't worry about that. Some cravings are old ones that came back. Let's start with one of the most recent ones, which was oatmeal. And not for breakfast, and not the good stuff either. I had a craving for instant oats, the quick oats in the Quaker tube, um, as an evening snack. Now, I'm not just having that on top of anything else I was having normally. I'm having instead of like a dessert or even a secondary, snacky type meal in the evening. No chips, no, microwave pizza things or anything like that. I'm having a lot of nights a big bowl of oatmeal. Now, it's not just oatmeal. Yeah, I put some brown sugar, some salt, and butter, and a little maple syrup just for fun. Um, but I eat a bowl of that instead of a lot of other things. Not 100% good for me. I mean, there's butter and sugar in there, but a lot better than, say, eating a plate of cookies. So there's that. I've also been one craving a lot more fish in my regular meals diets. This has been a really interesting addition. It's not that I never ate fish before. More than enough times I've gone through fishy phases where I'll want to eat more fish in my diet. Um, but every time I do it, I get a little more creative in the fact that I'll try different fish that I find in the store. Now, there's a few standbys that have been part of my fish diet for a long time. Uh, Tuna and salmon, definitely high on the list. Um, believe I did a video talking about how I did the full fillet of salmon in the oven just because. If not, that was fun. Um, and I've done that several times since I did it the once on a whim. Uh, so, besides those, swordfish steaks definitely are something that's fun and amazingly not as expensive as I thought they were when I was a kid. So, those are all easy to deal with. Um, but I wanted to not just stick with those things. I went and explored the freezer case a little bit. Uh, Flounder I found was very tasty. Um, and easy to deal with. It's very quick to cook and absorbs flavor really well. It's pretty blank, but that means it works well with, say, good lemon peppering. Nice, thick lemon peppering. And you could serve it in a lot of ways. Um, but mostly I just quick fry it on a pan with a little bit of cooking spray, not even any oil or butter, and a lemon pepper. And I'm a happy kitty. Uh, I found mahi mahi's been on my list lately. That's definitely getting a lot of attention. Not just because I can find it at Sam's Club, and not a bad price. So it's a nice, denser fish. Not quite as densey meaty as say the tuna steak or the swordfish, but a fairly good dense meat to it. It has a bit of a solid, chewy flavor to it, which is not in a bad way. Enough that you actually have something worth tasting in it. Um, it's got a taste to it pretty well, so you don't need to add too much seasoning just to make it exist. But like most of the fish, I usually cook up a little lemon pepper to bring it to life. Uh, One that I had before and can definitely find pretty often is red snapper. Very tasty fish. Yeah, UHF joke there. I'm sorry. Uh, it's a very bold flavor. It has a kind of a fishy flavor that I know would probably turn some people off, but I don't feel it as a like nasty fishy. I just feel like it's pronounced flavor to itself. So it actually added a lot to the table in my book, and certainly one I plan to buy pretty often at this point. It's good to have on hand. Again, most of these are pretty cheap. Um, a pack that would serve both of us for dinner, uh, most of these is anywhere from $5 to $8, depending on what's on sale or what's for some reason more expensive today. So keep that in mind. 2 meals, $5 to $8, pretty darn good. Well, at least the main course anyway. And one I found recently that we both decided we really liked was called Barramundi. This one I would rank a little bit, tiny bit softer flesh than the mahi mahi, but definitely a good, solid, bold hunk of fish. Uh, Really tasty flavor to it in of itself. Very buttery, very stable. A lot more of a solid state than, say, the flounder is. Pretty much the same level as what the mahi mahi is, but not quite as um, solid objecty as, say, the swordfish or the tuna. I don't mention salmon in most of this because salmon is almost its own animal, so I like to leave it out of most of the normal discussions um, as far as describing flavors. Uh, this one I definitely had to make sure and not put too much lemon pepper on it. Um, it reacted really strongly with it, so after the first time we cooked it, second time we went with a lot lighter sprinkle, and it was beautiful. So, yeah, fish is on the menu. I even tried making my fried rice with shrimp the other day. That was actually pretty good. Not as good as the pork, though. Pork chops with the cut up in little cubes with the Korean barbecue sauce I found adds the most um, personality to the rice. It's still good. The shrimp was actually probably my number 2 choice as to which fried rice I've made that I like the best. And I have tried quite a few proteins in there, so shrimp's still high on the list of yummy. Though it's a lot more expensive than 2 cheap pork chops that are like $1 to $2 a pound. Uh, so yeah, ton cheaper and tastes better in the fried rice, so they'll win on that battle. Uh, and I actually found I liked scallops that I fried myself. Um, I got large sea scallops from, I think it was Sam's Club. Breaded and fried them myself, and they were actually really good. I never liked scallops as much from what I got in restaurants. I don't know if it's they don't know how to season them in most restaurants or cook them right, but every time I would eat one at a restaurant, it was it was like blank to the level it felt like it stole flavor from everywhere else and just left you with the taste of nothing and kind of the texture of a booger. And I feel bad because I know they can be better. Having cooked them myself and ate them, I know they can be better because I just did that. That was actually really easy. um, so scallops are on the menu. Uh, and I've been braving out in different steaks. Since we haven't been able to go out to restaurants on a weekly basis, which was one of the hardest hits of this year of hell we've been going through, uh, I started to make steak kind of I guarantee if I wanted steak, I was going to make steak on the weekend. It doesn't take as much effort for me to make a steak as it does a lot of things. So it's easy to make. It just happens to have an expensive object involved in it. Uh, Now, I'd mostly been doing either strips or ribeyes, or a combination of the two, depending on, if I wanted to please us both. He likes strips a little better. I like ribeyes a little better. But I do like both steaks, and so does he. Uh, Notice I never mentioned sirloin one time there. I've got good steaks, not cheap steaks. Uh, and because we both talked about it, we've had them more than enough times out at restaurants or whatever, I looked at fillets. Now, at Sam's Club, a 3-pack of strip steaks that are, you know, Fred Flintstone size, was about $35, we'll say, give or take, depending on the size and price of the day. And a 4-pack of fillets was about 30. I'm like, it's actually a little cheaper, but a lot less meat. I was hesitant at first, but I decided one day I was going to just go ahead and pick those up. It's 4, that way we can have dinner out of it twice and be happy. I did not regret this one bit. You see, lately I'd been getting too full on the big old ribeye, and I haven't been able to make through it at a dinner. Now, even one of the largest of the fillets, I barely made it through because they were nice and dense, good solid meat, and because there's a lot less, chunky fat in there and stuff, there's a lot less kind of filler stuff. So that hunk of meat is a hunk of meat, which actually made it so it filled me up just as much, if not better, than the corresponding ribeye. And it's about the same price per pack. And the hard part with the ribeyes is since they come in usually a 3-pack, I have to buy a 3-pack there and go and pick up a single one of something at either Meijer or Walmart or Kroger or wherever to fill in so we'd have 2 full meals. Strip steaks usually would come in 4-packs there, sometimes 3s, but usually are 4s, so that worked pretty well too. And again, they were about the same price per pack, somewhere between 30 to 35-ish for a 4-pack of strip steaks that were of a decent size. Again, more than enough for a meal on each steak. So filet has joined the party as a contender, and I'm good with that. I like more variety in my steaks, and last weekend was a ribeye weekend. This coming weekend will be a filet weekend, and we'll enjoy those. Have fun with that. We added Nilla wafers into the game. We figured out they were actually really healthy comparatively to other cookies, and they're pretty good flavor too. So that was a good choice. That was a good move. Werthers have joined the party too. We're having those on hand again because you can have them and they don't just go away. I've started to branch out my soups at lunch again on the Campbell's Chunky and trying more of the beef type soups again, and the ham and beans have rejoined the party. I found I'd been getting in a bit of a rut there, and I need to re-diversify. I'm good with that. I like more fun in my potential lunches. Due to what leftovers are available, usually I will end up having anywhere from 2 to 4 of my weekday lunches are cans of soup. So good to have it so I can, dice those up a little bit more. tacos are coming into fashion more because I figured out how easy it was, remembered how easy it was to make taco meat. And as long as I'm not trying to make every single potential topping available for the tacos, um, it's a lot easier to deal with. That's what stopped me from making them for the longest time, is because I would always think, oh, I need to get lettuce, I need to get fresh red pepper, fresh onions, I need to get um, all the different canned and jarred peppers to have on hand for autumn. I need to get this, that, refried beans, make some rice. You know, and by the time I was done, I had a salad bar worth of ingredients, and all I really wanted was like three. Um, for me, uh, taco at home is soft tortilla, flour, taco meat. Doesn't matter if it's beef or turkey or whatever, as long as I got seasoning. This week, it's going to be both, because I have a pound of turkey in the fridge, and a pound of beef. So, mixy mixy. So, a little beef, some refried beans, and some cheap shredded lettuce. Yes, the cheap shredded lettuce, because that's the flavor I like. It's not because it's good or anything. It's because it's what I want. So, yeah, that's me on a taco. Can I add other things? Yes. If there's an avocado, by all means, put a little of that on there. Was there rice available? Sure, why not add a little bit of that? But I don't need all of those things to make a happy taco. Um, so yeah, as long as I don't try and do everything, I get a happier day. Um, Steamed chicken breast sandwiches came back into style in our house. That may sound like the lamest thing in the world, but it's really not. Um, Soak the chicken breast in salt water for most of the day. Put it in your steaming device of choice. We actually have a steamer that we obtained from Grandma, and we use that. And it only takes about 25-ish minutes on it, in that particular device, to make up 4 flat chicken breasts that have been soaked in salt water. Give it a good hit of country chicken seasoning, which is basically the herb stuff like sage and thyme and whatever. Just have a mix we found at a store, and we use that. And jerk seasoning, thoroughly coating on both with both things, and they're really, really pleasant. Nice and juicy, and pretty filling. So, it's an option for you, kids. There's a recipe. Enjoy. Well, a lot of it is I look for things that are easier to cook because I don't want to cook every day, and I don't want cooking to feel like a chore. And when I do want to cook on the weekends, that's when I'm really willing to pull out the specialness, like make a fried rice or something. Where it takes a few more steps than just turn the oven on and put the chicken thighs in. Uh, yeah, well, that's enough thoughts about recent food changes for me, or cravings that I've been having. Do you have any uh, odd or not odd food cravings you've had lately, or changes to your personal diet? Let me know in the comments below. I'm interested. I'm an intrigued little Linus. I like to know things. Heck, maybe you'll give me things I want to put on my list again for tries these. And please don't forget to like and subscribe. The little dingly bell for said dingly bell lets you know when I post new videos. And my Patreon link is in the description box below. If you're so inclined, not required, but hey, every little bit is appreciated. More importantly though, thank you for watching. That's most important of all. And I appreciate every viewer for as much as times you spend here listening to my babbling or looking at my suit or whatever. And the more you share the video with other people, the more people I get to enjoy it, and the more people I make happy in a day. So, if you share it with somebody, thank you. But for now, Bursty's going to sign off and appreciates you all. I'll see you all again on another video.